Yeah, on our end, so funny enough, we started the company prior to COVID, believe it or not, in 2019. And so it was, we're already ready for it. It wasn't, we didn't have to pivot. We already knew there was an opportunity here. We were seeing live video consumption growing year over year. This idea of a creator economy where more and more people are becoming creators. Like there's 150,000 creators across every vertical on Patreon as one example. Those were all growing year over year. So we felt, okay, it's a little bit weird and strange that if I'm an artist or creator and I want to go live on the internet with a high quality experience and I want to charge for it, how would I do it? And there not being a simple and elegant solution to that question. At most there's like stageit.com or like Nugs, which are kind of like the dinosaurs of the space for the past 20 years that haven't really, done much. So it just felt obvious that something was needed here. And then of course, the pandemic happened and things really, really accelerated. But I will say that the one thing that we're always trying to, educate the market on is, this is not meant to be a replacement to to real life shows. Like it was never meant to be that way. We started before the pandemic and we felt, hey, if we present this elegantly enough and this is something, and if we innovate on the product level, to make it more than just a live stream, there's a social component, there's a live community component, there's a merchandise component. It's something that can thrive in this complementary way to physical live. And that's when we were born. So just keeping that going and making sure the market understands that.
That's amazing. I think we'll get a little more into that later. Chandra, tell us about your life and journey with SoundCloud recently.
Yeah, to be honest, I actually joined the company about 5 months ago, so it's been a wild ride. But yeah, what was really great about joining SoundCloud, especially during the pandemic, is that we were able to, and a lot of this happened before I got there, but thankfully I've been a part of the journey. We just analyzed what our audience loves, right? And we found out that like they're super into gaming, they're super into digital like communities and spaces, and exist not just on SoundCloud, but on Discord and Twitch and other platforms that already were building these, online digital spaces. And so we just said, you know what, let's build some cool shit that like attaches to that like broadens our creators, their interests and their likes and the things that they just surround themselves in on a day to day. And, one of the biggest things that we did was we did our first ever gaming platform called SoundCloud Player One, which had over 700,000 like impressions. I mean, it was massive. Rico Nasty was a part of it. True Gamer, Golden Boy was the host. So we just analyzed our audience and said, you know what, let's go all in because this is what our audience loves.
Yeah.